Guys, how we doing? I'm Ryan Mac. Welcome back to Trading Guys. Today we're going to fly through the fundamentals. I know on last week's video, sorry, I'm just writing this down at the same time. In last week's video, I covered quite a lot of stuff in detail, which I will continue to do that each week. But there's some points where I like to just keep things simple and quick because nobody really wants to sit down for a fucking 45 minutes to an hour, right? I do because I know that's what it fucking takes. But I know a lot of you guys at home will be like, "Oh fuck this, kind of bored watching." You know, you guys in general, and I don't know you personally. However, you guys in general at home that watch this stuff, you don't really care to learn it. You know, everyone's a lazy motherfucker when it comes to trading, guys, and actually learning it. And don't take that personally. It's the way it fucking is, right? Everybody just wants. Can I just copy you, mate? You know, nobody actually wants to fucking learn. And the same people that don't want to learn will ask stupid fucking questions like, how much do I need to make so that I can quit my job? Well, you have to fucking learn it first, don't you? You fucking moron. So, that's most people, by the way. So if you're sitting there and you're thinking to yourself, fuck, do you know what? This hurts, but he's actually fucking talking to me there and he doesn't realise it, then you know, you can slap yourself and you can get to work. You have to remember, see, when it comes to trading, right? Like, the fucking traders, institutional traders, are guys that already have a degree in something, usually mathematics or fucking physics or blah, 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 whatever, right? And after the degree, they then go to they then apply to the London School of Economics. It doesn't mean they're going to fucking get in because it's one of the hardest fucking schools to get into. So they apply, they need a letter from someone to kind of back them up and say, like, yeah, this guy is the fucking real deal, he's the bollocks, he's a prime candidate, blah, blah, blah. And then it usually we get backed by somebody, they all have friends in high places and all this kind of stuff, and they eventually get in, and then I believe they smash out a year to get their master's degree in economics, and it's a fucking lick out, guys. It's an absolute fucking lick out. And it's a lot of hard work, and you have to be highly fucking intelligent. So you have to remember, when you're stepping into this game of trading, there's a lot of fucking work to do. Yes, you can make money fucking, you know, you can make money without going into the nitty-gritty of it. But the point is, right, this stuff here, see all this stuff that you're learning here, right? This is why the market's move in any particular direction. If you look on here and you understand how to read this, and you're like, oh, that's fucking weak, then you know that you're looking to sell that. So when you jump across to the chart and you're like, oh fuck, that's not actually in a good position to buy, you can fucking slap yourself and say, why would I buy that? It's fucking shit. I've just looked at all the data. Nobody would be putting their money into that because everything's coming down and it's been shit for 5 weeks. Ain't nobody backing that, you know? So then you kind of know. And even if it goes up at that point, don't be thinking to yourself, oh, fucking hell, I knew I should have bought that, because you didn't know that. You have to remember, that will be a pullback. So you know that you're looking for sales in a particular pair based on looking at this data. You now have your reason, a solid foundation reason, fundamental reason, I should say, as to why you are taking a buy or a sell in a currency pair, right? GGA, Euro USD, NZDCHF, whatever it may be, you get your reason. Why am I taking a trade in this, and why am I taking a buy, or why am I taking a sell? You get all of that from understanding this information, guys. It makes your whole life a million times easier. Now, of course, if you are a scalper, I would honestly say there's no fucking point in doing this. Like, the guy who taught me all this shit the guy is just a genius. He would always say, oh, well, it still helps if you know it. But in all honesty, I wouldn't say that. Of course, every bit of knowledge helps, right? Knowledge, when used correctly, is always helpful. However, the amount of work that you need to put in to learn all this shit, right, consistently, week after week after week, I would personally say that it's not worth it if you're just going to be a scalper, right? You just look at price action, have your 10, 20 pips, get out, and fucking walk away. That's perfectly fine. And the guys that are in our group, you will see that. You know, it's perfectly fine. However, if you are a day trader, a swing trader, a position trader, then I would 100% fucking learn this. I honestly, now that I know this, right, I never used to. It was about 2.5 years ago, I finally I was like, how can I get better at trading? I was constantly making money, but I still thought, how can I get better? Because you can always improve, right? Even now, in 2 years' time, I'm going to be even better than what I am now because I'm constantly seeking that improvement. Not trying to be perfect, but I mean, the SAS have a saying, right? The constant pursuit of excellence, not the constant pursuit of perfection, because perfection doesn't fucking exist, but the constant pursuit of excellence, like always bettering yourself, getting, without being cheesy, because I know it's a fucking Instagram thing, 1% better per day or whatever, just getting better per day. You don't have to put a fucking percentage to it. But as long as every year you look back, sometimes I look back to like 4 years ago when I was still making money, and I was like, fucking hell, like 4 years ago I thought I was at the fucking top of my game when it came to trading, and then 4 years later, all this extra knowledge and fucking wisdom, and you've been in the markets for longer, you've seen a few different years play out under different global circumstances, and you're like, fucking hell, and now you think you're at the top of your game, and then I'm pretty sure now that in 2 years' time I'll be even fucking better, and there'll be loads of little golden nuggets that I've tried and blah blah blah. But I just think this is worth learning, alright? But you just can't be a lazy cunt. You just can't be fucking lazy. One of your lads in the group, he's funny as fuck, but some people can't see the wood for the trees, right? Sometimes you have that saying, you can't see the wood for the trees. Trees are fucking wood. One of your lads in the group, he's fucking hilarious. He always cracks us up, but he literally commented, "Oh yeah, I keep losing. So why would I even bother watching the videos to learn?" Well, you keep losing, you're not watching the videos to learn, you fucking maniac. You know what I mean? It's fucking retarded as fuck. But it's funny, it's good morale for the group. All the guys DM me fucking pissing themselves. But that's it, you can't fucking help some people. They literally know where they're going wrong. Well, I haven't been watching the videos, I haven't been learning, and now I'm totally confused why I keep losing. Well, because you haven't fucking learned it, have you? It's what it is. It's fucking hilarious. I'm not picking on him. It's just a live example in our group that I can give to you because it's funny as fuck. And it happens in every group. My mate Dan, the guy who taught me the fundamental side of things, it happens in his group. He literally beasted someone the other day. Someone says, posted on his Instagram. People do these Instagram things and it's like, ask me anything. And someone posted on Dan's, well, I worked with you 1-to-1 for a month, and I didn't get any. I didn't see any difference. I didn't get any profit. And Dan was like, "That's because you were a fucking arsehole, You didn't take any accountability. You didn't fucking do any of the risk management that I told you to do. You didn't take the trades that I told you to take based on entry points. You didn't do this. You didn't do that. And I ended up fucking binning you off because you were a moaning cunt." And he says, "And now you're in my DMs every other week like a fucking ex-girlfriend that won't fuck off, And honest to God, every group has fucking nutters like this that just can't see the wood for the trees. When it comes to trading, guys, it's a bitter pill to swallow. I'm telling you, I've swallowed it myself back in the day, and it's fucking hard because we always want to pretend that we're fucking right. I'm on a ball, I'm all squared away, and the hardest thing you can do in life is just look at yourself and just go like that. Am I actually squared away? Do I actually know what I'm doing? Is it the market? Is it the market maker chasing my stop loss? No, he doesn't. He doesn't give a fuck about your $20 fucking stop loss. Even if it was a $2,000 stop loss, he doesn't give a fuck. If every single retail trader on the planet, right? Every single retail trader on the planet had a large enough account so that their stop loss, if it got hit, would be $200,000. Retail traders still don't have enough money to move the fucking market. That's how big the fucking Forex market is, lads. That's how much money we're fucking dealing with here. The GDP of China is around $5 trillion a year, right? The GDP of China is like $5 trillion a year. It might be slightly more than that now, but that's a ballpark figure, right? In Forex, every single day, between $5 and $7 trillion is traded every day. That's how much fucking money we're dealing with here, lads. So you need to learn, right? They're not going to make it easy if you draw a stupid fucking line on your page. And look, I'm going to show you this and just make dough. A lot of people will fall for this, right? So let's say we were looking for let's just have a look on here. Let me draw this thing. This is what a lot of people do, right? A lot of people, in fact, I'm going to rewind it. Give me 1 second. I'm going to rewind it to here. Right? So a lot of people will go like this. Alright, there we go, guys. Once that breaks, you know, I'm gonna enter sales. And what will happen is, right? Oh, there we go, it's broke. You've entered the sell. You now enter the sell because it broke your stupid fucking line that you drew on a page. You know, and then potentially it's gonna fucking go long. Let's just say it's going to do that. For example, right? I'm not saying it's going to do that. I believe it's actually going to come up here and then melt. I do actually believe this is going to melt just now, but I'm just using this as an example, right? Because it looks quite good. So look, let's say it's going to do that, right? You've entered your sell because it's broke that stupid fucking line that you've just drew on your page, and now it gets to here and it just flies. Well, you've completely fucking missed this. Small candle, large engulfing, boom, breaks away, comes back, retest that zone, and away it goes. Sorry. The area of value. Now let's just see, we're looking for buys on that. Let's just see the fib. Fuck off. There we go, look, it's banging between the 618 and 786. Boom, that would be your area to buy from. This right here. Fuck off. That'd be your area to buy from. Area of value, small candle, large engulfing, that's where the volume. So in case any of you are like that, oh, what's this small candle, large engulfing? What the fuck's that got to do with anything? That's showing you volume going in, where the volume smashed in from one direction. Look, boom, volume blasted, built up orders, boom, back in again, away it goes, right? Liquidity grab, back down, away it goes. That's when the main volume kicked in. Let's just have a look here. There's actually, I mean, it might not be this, but look, fixed range volume profile. If you click on that, it will show you here where the volume kicked in. I actually think the volume's going to kick in here at the top, right? So it might not work in this scenario. Oh, there we go, look. Boom. So the volume is kicked in here. You know, you're right in an area of volume, the 618 fib, sorry, the 618 Fibonacci, and the 7, fuck my life. I'm going to show you again. Bosh, there we go. You're right in there, the 618 and the 786, right in this area here, which that would be drawn out. Area of value, I would actually wait for it to come here, bang, bang, you know, and away we go. But if I was looking for buys, I believe we've still got a lot more downside, potentially all the way down to 3.5, right? It's only 3, but potentially a way down to 3.5. We never know what's going to happen, though, right? We can just have our predictions based on maybe time served and fucking data and blah, blah, blah. However, what my point is, if I was looking for buys here, this would be a fucking great area to buy from, you know, boom, and away we go. But I am actually looking for sales in real life. But I just wanted to point out, because many people do that. They'll draw these fucking point. The candle will break. They'll enter the sell. I mean, if you're a scalper, that's perfectly fine, right? Perfectly fine. But if you're a day trader, swing trader, you're going to hold that, then, you know, you're just at fucking entry again. So it's pointless if you're going to hold it for a long period of time, all right? Right, let's just fly through this, guys. I'm not going to explain each thing today. If you want to understand more about what each of these things means, go and look at last week's video, because I explain it in quite a lot of detail back then, all right? If you are someone who follows my videos each week, all right, currency strength, strong, weak, and neutral, okay? Write that down. You do the same thing. And this is something I just do every single fucking week, guys. We looking at, so normally, again, I'm sorry if I repeat myself, but I never know if someone's watching my videos for the first time or if someone's, you know, someone who watches it and repeat. So I do each economy individually, one by one, apart from AUD, China, and NZD, right? The reason for that is they're all closely correlated. They're all positively correlated. So if China does well, AUD and NZD will potentially do well. More so AUD, in my opinion. And if China's doing bad, then you can see, maybe AUD is going to have some fucking, is going to drop next week, you know, if China's doing bad, because it has a knock-on effect. I won't explain why it is. I've already done it in last week's video, okay, so you can go back and have a look. However, let's just see what we've got. What date are we on? Okay, so that is last week. Right, remember, US government data may be impacted by the shutdown. The government's still shut down over in the US, so a lot of things can change and happen. Just be wary if you're trading USD pairs, in case the government reopens. You're going to get some wild fucking moves in the market, all right? CB Lane Index month on month. CPI. CPI in Australia is much better. CPI year on year, much better. Trim CPI quarter on quarter, much better. So that's all good for AUD. ANZ business confidence, it's getting better. Import prices, PPI quarter on quarter is stronger. So PPI and CPI are the same. In fact, I'm not going to explain it again. I explained it last week. Watch last week's PPI quarter on quarter. Private sector credit month on month, it's sticky. Manufacturing is dropping. That's not good because China is a manufacturing country. Non-manufacturing has slightly increased. So it's not really good or bad news. It's a little bit mixed. AUD had really good news that week. That was nice. What did I have AUD as last week? I had them as neutral. I'm still going to keep them at neutral. AUD. I'm going to keep NZD at weak. And obviously China we don't write. Sorry, I've probably edited this together that anytime you touch the microphone wire just in the slightest, it fucking cuts out the microphone. It drives me insane. It's like, honestly, you breathe next to it and it cuts out. It's a pain in the arse. Anyway, carrying on. What news have we got here? AUD I've got as neutral still. In the short term, like, you might see it being strong, but remember, I'm a long term. I'm thinking, what is it, the overall picture like? It's still kind of neutral to bullish. NZD I've got as weak. China, obviously, we don't trade China. We just look at it because it affects Australia. Next week, what have we got coming? Or this week, sorry, I should say, what have we got coming up? Cash rate. There are no rate cuts anticipated for Oz. Well, of course not, because I mean everything else is going up, so you don't really want to cut when your numbers are going up, because inflation will just run away from you. Employment change quarter on quarter is anticipated to be better. Unemployment rate anticipated to be worse. Labour cost, good trades balance. It's supposed to be better for Oz. Trades balance, China. Okay, so we've got a fair bit of news next week. Nothing spectacular, but just a couple of little bit and bobs that we want to see. Alright, so let's just move on. And now we're going to do it one by one, and we're just going to fly through this, guys. I don't even think this video will reach 25 minutes, right? We'll just fucking get it done. Last week, Canada, they had a rate cut, 25 basis points. I think I actually discussed this in the video. It says, look, if you've got a rate here of 2.5, and there is a forecast of a rate cut 2.25%, everyone always thinks that, oh, if there's a rate cut, it's going to be bearish. But look, if it comes in at 2.25% as forecast, you normally won't get a bearish reaction because it's already been priced in fucking a month ago. You know what I mean? It's only if you get a shock to the system. Like if this came in and they had actually cut it from 2.50 to 2%, you know, 2.00, then you would get a massive bearish reaction in the market because it's a massive surprise. It's a huge shock which hasn't been priced in. Nobody thought about that, you know. So that's when you get a bearish reaction. However, if it drops down, but it's already been forecast, you won't get a bearish reaction there because they've already been like, yeah, we expect this is going to happen. So they've already, when they think it's going to happen, they've already fucking entered. They're not like us where we wait to see what happens. You know what I mean? They're very much preemptive strike. CAD is still shit for me. I mean, I'm pretty sure there's a speech where the Prime Minister of Canada basically told all of his citizens, like, be prepared for your life to be pretty fucking shit. This is a new shit economy for Canadians, and you're just going to have to suck it up because we can't get out of it, right? Especially with the price of oil. Canada's heavily reliant upon the price of oil, you know, going up for its strength and its currency. And the price of oil shit right now. And I think it's still massively bearish, so yeah, they're not in for a good time, the Canadians. Next week, we've got manufacturing, trade balance. Oh, excuse me. Bloody knackered. Unemployment, IVPMI, yep. So there's a couple of things we want to see next week, alright? I'm still keeping Canada in weak because it's shit. Moving. Oh, CHF, I don't even bother looking at that. For me, CHF just automatically goes into neutral. And it's because you don't ever trade it based on data based on like news like this, because it never fucking changes for the CHF. You trade CHF based on the risk. The market sentiment. Is it risk on or risk off sentiment? Right, that's when you change it. If markets are risk on, then in layman's terms, you'd be looking to sell CHD pairs against stronger pairs, like USD or whatever. And if market is risk off, you'd be looking to buy CHF against weaker pairs. All right, that's kind of how. There's a bit more to it, but that's a kind of layman term. All right, easy to digest way, I should say. German IFO business climate 88.4, money supply 2.8, private loans year on year, Spanish flash. What have we got as bearish, bullish? Money supply, bearish, bullish, bearish. Bullish, 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 bullish. Unemployment, bearish, bullish, sticky. Bullish, 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 bearish. So yeah, Eurozone. What did I have Eurozone in last week? Was it neutral? I had it in strong. Aye, I would still say it's still. I still see the Eurozone as strong just now. Even look, they've got the rate down to 215 without crashing the fucking European markets. Do you know what I mean? That's fucking fantastic. So I still see it as being strong. Let's see what we've got next week. So see what I'm saying? It's strong, i.e. bullish. Like, don't get confused and go on next week and look at a euro pair and it's coming down. And you're like, well, you said it was strong last week. You have to remember, all markets pull back, right? Bankers would rather fucking die than buy something overpriced. They would rather fucking die, I'm telling you. So markets pulling back, taking profits. All this happens in the markets for the A pair to come down. And when it gets to an area of value, where I've spoke about many times in my other videos, then you would look to buy it, and then it would fucking fly again. You know, don't just buy it if it's a way up high and you look at this and you're like, well, it's bullish, it must just keep going up. It will keep going up, but markets always pull back first, right? Because they're seeking value. They want to buy it. They want to get a good deal, right? That's essentially it. If you're in Glasgow, and if you live in Glasgow and you fucking drive through Edinburgh and you see an Audi TT there for 11 grand, and you're like, fucking hell, it's a cracker, I want to buy that. And then you're away back in Glasgow and you think, oh, I can't be fucked going to Edinburgh. And then you start looking for Audi TTs in Glasgow which match the one that you saw in Edinburgh, but they're like 14.5 grand, 16 grand. You'd be like, fuck that. Why am I going to pay that for it when I can just wait until the next time I go through to Edinburgh and I'll just fucking buy that, you know? And so that's what happens, because you're looking for a good deal. You're looking for good value, right? It's the same in the markets. You want to wait for the value. Next week, we've got PMI. We always like to see that. PMI again. Trade balance, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, we've got PMI next week. Okay, so we want to see that. Euro is strong. Let's now have a look. We've only got a couple more. GBP, Japanese yen, and USD, guys, and that's us done. Because I can't be fucked doing... I can't be bothered doing markups. I already done markups last week. In fact, I'll show you the markups, because a lot of them have came in. GBP, what are we? Bearish, bullish, 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 bearish. But it came in far better than expected, but it is still bearish. Final manufacturer. Next week we've got PMI. No rate cut anticipated. Yeah, we don't have much news next week, so I am going to keep GBP in neutral for now. I still see it as being fairly bullish, right? Weak bullish. However, I've got it in neutral for now because it's not really doing much. Next week... Oh, sorry, that's the week after. That's the following week. I've done that. Okay, now we're on to Japanese yen. Japan's still pretty fucked. SPPI year on year, bullish, getting better, bullish, rate cut the same, but they really need to get their rates up. Tokyo Core CPI, bullish, sticky, so bullish, it didn't decrease. Bearish, because it's unemployment. Industrial production is up, that's bullish. Don't be confused that that's red and think that it's bearish, right? It's only bearish because look, it came in less than forecast. But if you look at it previously, was it previously -9? Now it's plus 0.5, so that's much better. So that's bullish, okay? The reason why they've made it red is because it didn't come in as high as they expected. So they've made it red. So don't just look at the car and think, oh, it's red, that must just mean bearish. It doesn't. It's bullish. Look at the previous. It's up, so it's bullish, right? Housing starts year on year. That's negative. It's getting slightly better, but still a massive negative. For me, like that's good news. Japan is trying to crawl its way out of a fucking deep hole, but it's still not bullish, right? The economy's still fucked. So Japan for me is still weak. Now, obviously, with with this good news and other global events happening, like you have to keep your eye on the world news as well, right? Look at what's happening in Sudan and Nigeria right now, right? There's fucking these jihadi cunts are fucking chopping up Christians and blah blah blah. You know, shock horror, as if that hasn't been happening for fucking centuries. And now you can see the tweets from Trump. He's like, yeah, we aren't going to stand for this, blah, blah, blah. So you have to then kind of preempt, right, what if Trump announces he's going to go to war with fucking, at least send soldiers, not go to war with Nigeria, but at least send fucking soldiers in, and take out these fucking jihadi cunts. So if that happens, what you'll see is, if and when that happens, you'll see the markets will jump to a risk off, right? Which means people will be like, oh fuck, what's gonna be the outcome of this, right? Another fucking war, here we go. So they'll remove their money from USD and they'll put it into safe haven stuff, safe haven assets like gold. Gold will fly. They'll put it into Japanese yen, New Zealand, Swiss franc. They're all safe havens. They're all risk off assets and currencies. Okay, so that's when you see it really moving. What have I got here? Yeah, I've got it weak, but it's still weak for now, in my opinion, because it's the economy overall. Oh, excuse me. The economy overall is still fucked. And now we're moving on to USD, guys. Let's see last week. HPI month on month, bullish, slightly bearish, but it's still coming in better than forecast. Consumer confidence is okay. Pending home sales is bearish. They cut rates by 25 base points. However, it was already priced in, right? So you're not going to see a big movement on that. Natural gas storage, and that is bearish. Overall, I still really see the US as, being bullish, but I just think it's going through its, you get market cycles, right? The market cycles up, comes back down, cycles up, comes back down, like the roller coaster thing I drew ages ago. We're just going through a cycle of it, in its down period. But overall, I still personally see the US as massively bullish. I don't see it as being a bearish market at all. ISM, manufacturing PMI. Yeah, we've got PMI next week. We've got JOLTS. I think we've got non-farm payroll next week. That's the ADP non-farm payroll change. Unemployment, challenger job cuts, FOMC, core PCE, average hourly earnings, non-farm employment change. We want to see all of this, right? All of it. However, I don't know what we're going to see. We might not even get any of that because we have the US government shutdown. So I don't know if you're going to get any of these details. We're just going to have to wait and see. Time will tell. But yeah, for me, I'm going to keep USD in neutral for now, okay? Overall, in my mind, I know I'm really bullish on it, but I'm just going to keep it at neutral for now, okay? Last week, let's have a look at the pairs I gave last week, right? In the group. So in our Discord channel, I'll show you it now, hold on. There we go. Look, there's the guys again. Look, there's Carl. There's the guys in the group. Copying the trades. There's Big Anthony. Look, smashing it. Caught it right at the tip. They're all going for it. Look. Alright. Where are we here? Trade results. There we go. Look. There's Alex. Alex had a $6,000 week with us last week. $6,000 the guy made. Fucking fantastic. Good on him. Alex again. Another $3,000. That's probably before the other one. Alex again. Andreas, sorry. Andreas again. Big Lee. There you go. Look. So, what have we got here? This is our chat. But look, swing trade setups, right? So last week I gave in like 16 fucking setups. Tons of them came in. Tons of them came in. So let's see what we've got. Where is the... Okay. So AUDCHF, I haven't checked it. Let's have a look. AUDCHF, has that come in? Well, it's in the area now, hasn't came in. Which ones did I say came in? I think I've posted in the trading chat actually. Let's go up and see. Oh, there we go. So we've got... I gave GJ, right? So let's have a look at GJ, swing trade setups. Okay. Ah, shit, go back. I just want to open this. There we go. So look, I gave this. Can you see that there? There we go, look. Bish, bash, bosh, right? Let's have a look at how it turned out. GJ. Oh, wait, I need to go to the daily, sorry, my bad. There we go, look. Boom, as soon as it hits this area, fucking away it goes. That's the daily time frame, remember, right? The H4, look. As soon as it hits these zones, boom, away it goes. Bang. It's areas of value. It's where the market is its most valuable. I put in this area here, but you've also got this tip. See that tip where it gets broken? It'll come back and it'll retest that tip of the previous candle and go. What else have we got? Let's have a look. GJ. Go back to trading chat. We have got... oh, sorry, that's GJ. What else have we got? USD CAD. So this is what I gave for USD CAD. When I'll zoom in, see it there. Boom, boom, boom. That's after we missed it. Where did I put it? Swing trade setups. USD CAD. I already put it in here. Here we go. This is it. When I gave it, look. That's when I gave it. And there you go. That is it now. That's when I gave it. And that is it now. Area of value, small candle, large engulfing. Once that area is broken, the previous resistance becomes the new support. Bang, and away we go, right? 80% of the time, it happens every time. What's the next one? Gold, my opinions can go either way, obviously. But yeah, we're in that for I prefer sells on that, to be honest. Silver, what's the other ones that I gave? Oh, swing. I want to look at trading chat, sorry. NZD USD, that's another one. So, in fact, let's have a look. Swing trade setups, NZD USD. What the hell is it? NZD CAD. Did I give that one? I'm sure it did. Where is it? Well, let me see it here. Why did I not give? I'm positive I gave NZD USD. Positive. Because one of the lads took it. How the fuck is it? GBP USD. NZD CAD. That's fucking weird. I'm sure I gave that because one of the lads took it. Trading chat. NZD USD. Melton. So look, gave it here. Right? Let's see what it is on here. NZD USD. And there we are. Look. Bosh. That's when I gave it in last week. Let's zoom in here. And if you watched last week's video, you'd see before, you know, those 2 candles there even came in. It's coming in again. That's not gonna happen 100% of the time. Because what do you call it? How do I get rid of this? How do I get rid of this again? There we go. But it will happen most of the fucking time. Why? Because it's an area of value. Look, small candle, large engulfing, area of value, boom, reject. If it breaks that, it will then come back up and retest this bottom zone, and away it goes, right? It's fucking amazing how it works every time, guys. Honestly, it's so fucking good. So that's pretty much it, okay? On the build up to Christmas, what I'm going to do is I am going to put together a full-blown trading course covering every single fucking little detail you can imagine. Previously, you know, I've done it and I've sold them for like 250 odd pounds and so on. That's when I'm doing it live and you can interact with me, you can ask me questions and blah blah blah. They were actually a good hit. I'm not going to do it live this time. I'm just so fucking busy. What I'm going to do is I'm going to piece together a course, and you can just buy the course, and I'm going to make it something ridiculous, like 87 quid or whatever, because obviously you won't get to ask me questions on that, right, because it's a course, so we're not interacting live on it. However, because it's a course, everything is pros and cons, right, between lives and courses, but because it's a course, you can work your way through it over the fucking Christmas and New Year holiday period, so that by the time the market's open in January, you'll be fucking good to go. And if at the end of the course you're like, oh my god, I learned so much, but I still think I need some help, I need some mentorship, then by all means you can jump across to our Trading Guys, Discord channel, and we help you all the way. We literally give you the trades day in, day out. You can see all the results here. If you want to come across, have a look at the results. It's all there for you to see from all our guys. And there's tons of shit on here. There's even more videos. Whenever I take a trade, I give you the signal. There, I put it here so you can just copy my trades. I do quite few trades, but I let them run for a long time. I'm in a few fucking accounts here. I've got a few trades there. That's a tiny account. That's actually my mate's fucking account. It's tiny. But he was like, oh, can you just trade this for us? And I was like, yeah, okay. I thought, he's actually loaded. He's fucking loaded, this guy. So I thought, oh, his account's going to be big, because I knew that previously he had a $500,000 account, or it was like 650 grand or something. So I thought, yeah, happy days, mate. I'll fucking trade your account for you. He's got about fucking 20 pence in there. It's ridiculous. I beasted him for it. I've got a couple of trades open here. I'm just going to let them run. They're small just now, but I let my trades run for fucking ever. And I've got another 3 accounts that I trade, alright, on MT4, MT5. I've got all the trades running in that. So, yeah, guys, that is it for now. I'm Ryan Mack. This is the Trading Guys. If you get any questions, if you want to fucking join our group, come across. It's not just courses. I know I just said I'm going to make a course, yes, but our Discord is not just videos and fuck off. It's actually full-blown mentorship, all right? So, if you want to join, you can come and join. If you don't, it's no problem, all right? Have a great week. Don't overtrade. Don't over-risk. Don't get fucking FOMO. And follow your rules. Take care.